What is going on, guys? This is Kyle from the Shadow Realm TCG. We're here at our locals with our friend here. He's going to show us a cool deck.
Playing Lair Infernoids.
Alright.
Yep. With 3 Lilith, circuits all your traps. You get tribute to your opponent's monster when you have Lair on field. Good card. 3 Arima. Main part use is to discard it, search for Lair. Then sometimes, like, you normal it, draw cards if you need it, like in a cinch, or tribute a monster, search for Diablos. Next thing is 2 Diablos. A lot of decks have a hard time dealing with it. Striker has a hard time, super hard time dealing with it. Alter guys have a hard time outing it. It's also
Big body too.
It's also a 3K booty with.
It's a thick boy.
It also tributes monsters, so it comes back super easy. Kind of, you can once they out it, you can bring it back, and like they have to do it all over again.
It's nasty.
So that's it for the Lair stuff, except for the monsters. Then there's 3 Decatron, which is part of the Infernoid deck. He ends up when he summons, you send an Infernoid from deck to grave, and he pretty much becomes the copy, except for the stats. And so you send the 2 big monsters, they have negates, and then you get the negate stuff. 1 Antra. A lot of people don't play this. So all the Infernoids you can, except for Decatron, you banish Infernoids from hand or grave to special summon them from hand or grave. The level 4 lowers can only be special from hand, and they require 1 banish. And they during your opponent's turn, you can tribute a monster to banish a card from your opponent's grave, or DD Crow, as most people call it, on a stick. The entire deck's a DD Crow on a stick. So the level 4 load only on your opponent's turn, and they all have once per turn effects during your turn, and they cannot attack this when you do this. This one bounces a face up. So a lot of people don't play it. It's not super popular.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I mean, you could tech it, you know?
2 Harmodic. Same thing as the last one, but it once per turn destroy a monster, it cannot attack that turn. 2 Peculia, again same thing, but it destroys the spell or trap.
Oh, this is gonna be cool.
Then the level 5 through 8 require 2 banishes and can be special summoned from the graveyard. And most of them have effects that activate like in the battle phase. Play 1 Shet, or people pronounce it so many different ways. Siet, Jet,
I don't know.
There's 1 use for it, and I'll get to that later. When it declares an attack, your opponent banishes a monster from their extra deck, their choice. Not super great. Sometimes it helps, like Dark Warrior, they have a pretty tight extra deck, so that getting rid of 1 is pretty good. 1 Setsumus. When it attacks, you can target it attacks the monster at the end of the battle phase, you can target a card on the field and banish it. 1 Atondal. When it destroys the monster by battle, it can attack a 2nd time in a row. So like once per turn, it can attack twice.
I think we're good.
Okay. So the level 5 through 8s have the effect that during either player's turn, you can tribute a monster, target a card engrave, and banish it. With Lair, it's super powerful because you can just start tributing their monsters, so out things. A lot of things that can't be targeted, can't be destroyed, you can just tribute them for cost. Tributing for cost as well, so they can't respond with that monster. A couple times today I've tributed like 2 Draco monsters, and like they can't chain. Then it comes to the big ones. 2 Deviatis. The level 9 and 10 requires 3 monsters to banish, but it can also be from hand or grave. When this one is summoned, it destroys all non-void spells or traps. And when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can tribute a monster to negate that effect and banish that monster.
Is it when it destroys something? Are they not set, like just face up?
No, it also destroys set.
All set. All right.
Yep. Then Anunku also requires 3 banish. When it's summoned, it destroys all other monsters on the field. And when your opponent activates a spell, trap, card, or effect, you can tribute a monster, negate, and banish.
Oh, so like this one destroys spells and traps.
Yeah, this one comes in, destroys, when it comes in Heavy Storms, then it negates monsters. Yeah. This one comes in Dark Holes, and then negates spells and traps.
Yeah.
So that's it for the monsters. And there's 3 Layer of Darkness, whole point of the deck.
Oh yeah.
All the Infernoids tribute monsters for their effects. You just tribute your opponent's monsters and get card plus.
Now does, if you play Terraforming, does the 2 kind of hurt it?
I don't play Terraforming,
Don't play Terraforming. Oh,
I'll get to why I don't play that later.
Alright.
But a lot of people do. It's because the deck list is tight with playing 60 cards.
Yeah.
So you just don't play it. You play 3 Void Banishment. It has the effect that once per turn you can discard a card, search for a Void spell or trap, and add it to your hand. It has a second effect which doesn't get used much, but if your Infernoid battles an opponent's monster, after damage calculation you can banish both those monsters. So kind of like DD Warrior Lady, but you don't really use that most of the time. It comes up every once in a while. 2 Void Imagination. A lot of people play 3, but like it bricks a lot. It makes your Infernoid level 1, and they deal half damage. So all the Infernoids also have like another clause on them that if the total level and ranks of monsters on your field is greater than 8, you cannot summon them by their own effects.
Yeah.
So this makes them all level 1, so you can just spam the board with super big, huge ones. And then, but they deal half damage. So the main point is that like, in one of my old builds, you'd like activate this, make a bunch of big guys, and activate Snow, and get banish it, and then they deal full damage.
Yeah.
But this list doesn't play that. And
you use it just to get the other guys out, basically.
yeah, it also has the effect that you can send it from field to grave to fusion summon using monsters from your hand or field. And if your opponent has the monster from the extra deck and you don't, you can use up to 6 materials from deck. And that comes in, that's pretty good when we get into play later. Like you end up sending like 6 Infernoids and then start making plays with 6 Infernoids engraved. 1 Monster Gate, 1 Reasoning, 1 1-for-1.
Sacky 1-0s.
Yeah, that's all they are.
Yeah.
That's it for the spells.
Alright.
And then onto the traps. So
A whole bunch of traps.
yes, we have
Oh, yeah.
the Virus Engine.
Need those.
3 deck devies. You tribute a monster with 2k or more attack. You look at all cards your opponents control in their hand and the card they draw for 3 turns, and destroy all monsters with 15 or less. Altergeist, that's a huge hit. Striker gets rid of Ray. You can do it like on summon of a token or Ray, so like they can't really play.
Yeah. Wish that was more than 1.
Oh my god, yeah.
That one's disgusting.
Eradicator, it's attributed 25 attack, I believe. It doesn't get off played much, but 25 or more attack. Named Spell or Trap. Look at all spells and traps your opponent control, face down, face up, whatever. You get to look at all their face down cards, all cards in their hand, all cards they draw for 3 turns. Destroy either all their spells or all their traps. Altergeist, have fun playing Altergeist with no trap. Have fun playing Striker with no spells. It's not much they can do.
Yeah, you basically wipe their whole hand.
Yeah, and then 2 Grinning Graves. So attribute to monster with 3k or less attack. It's not super great, but they also destroy monsters, not monsters, cards from their hand or deck equal to the number, like, the attack the monster had. It's 1 card for each 500 attack it had. And then those monsters can activate their effects this turn. So I ended up playing in Cosmos yesterday, and I activated this, and they sent ships and went to go like Dark Destroyer, Flip Ride, and went to go activate effects. I'm like, you can't. And they read the card, and they're like, oh.
Yeah. And all these are really good because of Lair Darkness.
Yeah, so I can choose my opponent's monster to destroy more of my opponent's cards.
Yeah, it's nasty.
3 Void Feast. You send a face-up Void. You send a Void Spell or Trap face up on your field or your hand. Special up to 3 Infernoids from your deck, whose total levels equal exactly 8. So you summon 2 Decatrons and 1 Siet. As I said, we play 1 Siet just for this reason, because 2 Decatrons give you 2 negates, and negates are pretty powerful.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. 2 Void Trap Hole. I tested this out today. It is a Void Trap, so you can search it. And one time this came out, my opponent summoned a monster, and I activated Void Trap Hole, then changed Void Feast, sending the Void Trap Hole. It doesn't come up often. When it does, it's amazing.
Yeah, 2-card combo, why not?
Yeah. 3 Mind Crush.
Yeah.
You're playing viruses, you get to see their hand, you rip up the cards that you don't get to kill.
Even then, it's still good when they're switching.
Like when they activate Lightsay, you add Candina. Hit
And you get a
Candina.
discard, so.
Well, if you miss. You just got a random card.
If you miss.
So
Yeah.
you don't want to hit that, but like sometimes it happens. 3 Torrential. It's just a good card.
I hate this card.
So many times I'll go normal summon Lewis, reveal 3 Torrential, set 1 pass. Now you have to play through a Torrential. 3 Metaverse. This is why I don't play Terraforming, because I play a total of 12 Layer of Darkness, 3 actual layers, 3 Arimas to discard for layer, 3 Metaverse, and 3 Lilith to search the Metaverse.
Yeah, it would just get bricky if you had.
Yeah. 2 Back to the Fronts. So say that like I open a Torrential and I want to set another Torrential, I'll go Lilith. Could be revealed 2 Torrentials and a Back to the Front. So if I hit the Back to the Front and miss, I get Spectre Lilith back next turn and do it again. There are also just some crap they only play 2 of, so that's like my replacement for it. 2 Different Dimension Grounds. it's kind of a win more card. Like there are decks that it gets like super auto wins, and then there are some decks that it gets like meh against. But when it helps a lot. And then 2 Heavy Swarm Duster. We're in a very good backdoor format right now. So I think it's good to have searchable.
Altergeist hates this.
Altergeist hates it. Hates Striker a good amount.
And Twin Twister.
Yeah. I end up sideboard,
yeah.
But so that's the main deck.
Alright. Check out that extra.
Extra deck.
Or like if you want some more, do sideboard first.
I'll do extra.
Your choice. Alright.
So I play 1 Wee Witch. I can spam the board a lot with Infernoids. With Lair, they become dark, so I link them into Wee Witch and get like still go for OTKs. I would have liked to play a second one, but I couldn't find one before tournament, so oh well.
You could have told me. I would have totally given that to you.
2 Doolittles. Same reason as Wee Witch, just when I don't have Lair.
I never see that guy.
No, I've been looking for a third one before I started playing Lair with it, and nobody had one. 1 Master King Archfiend.
Really cool. This guy's really cool.
I did not know what this card did till less than a week ago. Takes 2 Fiends.
Yeah.
During your standby, you pay 500 to destroy it. Once per chain, when you pay life points, send a Fiend from deck to grave with attack or defense equal to the life points paid. And 500 is the same amount as Decatron. So you get sent a Decatron. And then when a Fiend is sent from deck to grave, you can roll a dice. If you get a 1, you return the Fiend to hand. If you get a 6, you special the Fiend. Or if you get 2, 3, 4, or 5, you shuffle it back into the deck. It doesn't come up often. At one point I made it so I could go into a dark monster, and then when I didn't have Lair, and then tribute it for Diablos Engraved.
Yeah, the dice roll kind of kills it for me.
Yeah, but like even worst case, just send a Deca, get an Infernoid Engraved to banish for other ones.
Yeah.
Underclock, standard card, go into Underclock, go into the guy that attacks twice and just make your thing small and then attack over.
Easy link too.
Cerberus Phoenix, the obvious
Nightmare
reasons.
package.
No explanation needed there.
And the discards always good.
Yeah, Summon Sorceress, it doesn't come up often, but there are times where I'll go Summon Sorceress, like target one of my Infernoids, especially like a Deca to get one out. Its effects are negated, and the only one you can summon, only Inferno you can summon is Decatron, because all the other ones can't be summoned except by their own effects. Sometimes you summon Lilith, like if you have it back to the front, you can then link it away and get back to put the Lilith back. Decode, good generic card. Yeah. Sayusha hasn't come up like ever, but when I do want it, it's gonna be there.
Yeah. Really, I love that card.
Yeah. Infernoid Tiara. This is the Infernoid fusion. It takes Deviati and Nunku, the 2 big guys, and then 1 or more other Infernoids. So I can send as many Infernoids as I want. And then, depending on the number sent with different names, he gets effects. The first 2 are mainly the only ones that gets used, which is send 3 monsters from extra deck to grave. Each player does these. And then we each mill 3. If you end up using 7 different names, you target 3 banished cards and put them back in the grave. And then if you get 10 different names, you discard, both players discard their hand. But most of the time you use like Imagination to just summon 6 of different, send 6 of different names. So you send 3 monsters from extra deck to grave, and then mill 3. So you mill 3 to get your Infernoids, and some spicy checks with the sending.
Spicy.
3 Elder Entity to Tis. When it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. Doesn't matter where it's sent from. So you go Tiara, send 3 monsters, destroy 3 cards from the field.
I haven't seen that in a while.
No. And then 1 Omega. Decatron's a tuner, and you can manipulate his level, so like sometimes it comes out, but you could also just send it with Tiara, shuffle your opponent's cards back in, so like they get them out of the grave. Shuffle your own cards back in, say that you're out and you want to put like another trap in deck for Lilith. Again, not super helpful, but it comes up sometimes. Onto the side deck. I have some super weird options today, and none of it came up. 3 Curse of Darkness. Each time a player actually gets a spell card, that player takes 1,000 when it resolves. I played 3 of it just for Striker. Didn't play Striker all day. Not a single game of Striker.
I played like 3.
I didn't play a single one. I was so surprised. 3 enemy controllers. Super old card. It tributes for Lair. Takes control of their monster, then link it away.
Oh, you're right, it does tribute.
Also, in a bad case, you go set it and then go change it monster defense stuff and attacks. 3 Kaijus. I debated on playing Slumber, but I decided to go on the 3rd Curse of Darkness instead. Didn't pay off. Didn't play against any striker, but oh well.
Still good.
Yeah. 2 rivalry. Everything in my deck is a fiend.
Card's nuts. This card.
Some decks that auto win, some decks that does nothing. I started it like once today. It didn't really, not much. 2 twisters.
You need it.
For going second when heavy storm doesn't work. And 2 red reapers. Good against Altergeist, good against Trickstar. Didn't see any Altergeist today, but oh well. Like
I didn't either.
yeah, it's there. So that's the deck, and I'm going 5 and 4 today. Not super great. Not super great, but like it's
still alright, you know.
It's positive.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your deck.
Yep.
And again, guys, leave a comment down below telling us what you think, and we'll see you in the next video.